What's up, you fools? Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel, and let's talk about Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is next up in our expert panel review, and I just love that name because it makes it really sound like we know what we're talking about, and nobody does. But who does in the end anyway? But anyway, how it's going to work, we're going to review the song, all of us going to share our thoughts about it, and at the very end we provide our score, and then the final ESC United team score, and that will be the part of the official ranking that will be revealed on escunited.com. So as I pointed out, Azerbaijan is next. Usually, at least for many, many years, Azerbaijan has been going with internal selections, internally chosen the song and the artist, and they did it again this year. The name of the singer is Chingiz Mustafayev, but he only goes by Chingiz because, you know, that's not an easy name to pronounce. He's the lucky one that's going to Eurovision for his country, and he is going to tell us the truth. Well, the name of the song is Truth, and that is the one. He's going to hopefully take Azerbaijan back to the finals. And we're going to tell you the truth right now, how we feel about it. Azerbaijan will battle it out in the second semifinal. Lots of competition in there. Can they do it? That is the question. Let's take a look at this. Connor, you're up first.
Yeah, so I was actually, this is one of, I think, the only songs of the whole season that I actually watched the premiere for. And so I watched it live. And at the beginning, I was like, I'm super excited. This song, the very beginning, is very much like Bulgaria from last year. And that quality, that essence that it brings to it. And I'm in no way or shape or form comparing the two, but just that atmosphere.
Yes.
And then it kind of moves into it, and it takes you a second to really get used to his voice. And I think that his voice in general can be very polarizing because it can border on annoying or border on different. I'm more on the different side where I appreciate it, and I think that it's something that's not necessarily like that perfect sound that's like, oh my God, like captivated by. But what I will say about this entry, what I like about it is the fact that we're back on kind of that dark trend with Azerbaijan. They kind of flip back and forth, and they have like this like light and airy with Running I'm Scared and Hold Me versus like that dark quality of Hour of the Wolf. And now we have it's like Skeletons 2.0 in a way of that just dark quality. I think that this one for me is really going to come down to whether or not I like it and I add it to my repertoire of amazing songs, of how much more time I spend with it. It's a late entry, it's a late revealer, and it's one of those ones where I like it, but I don't know for how much longer. It might move, it might fall, it might stay exactly where it is. I can't really predict where it's gonna sit moving forward. So yeah, I like the music video. I'm looking forward to a potential blacklight staging in Tel Aviv. It might be something cool, it might be something different. But I'm hoping, it's my hope that we'll see Azerbaijan back in the finals. And if they don't bring giant standing boxes, that might be the future that we see. Since we know that didn't really work for them last year. Yeah. And they ended up in the dumpster directly after the semifinal.
So close, though. They were so close.
I know.
So by a hair, missed it. How about you, Robert? What are your thoughts?
So unlike Connor, I'm reasonably determined that how I currently feel about this song is probably where I'm going to still be feeling come May and Tel Aviv. I think this song has a real mixture in terms of the verses versus the chorus. Sorry, that sounds terrible, but you know what I mean. The verses are, I'm sorry, really quite weak. They're not great. They stagnate a little bit during the verses, and it's such a shame because the chorus is really great. Like, it actually genuinely, it makes me want to get up and dance a bit, and that's great. I love a Eurovision song that makes me want to move around. Most of my favorites do that. No spoilers, don't worry. But the chorus is the only bit of the song where it comes alive. The verses just don't do it at all for me. And I Yeah, I think that's what ruins it for me a bit here. I don't dislike it. I mean, don't get me wrong here, the verses are not painful to listen to by any means, but it's just I need a bit more from them in order to really enjoy this song. So for me, it kind of feels very middle of the road because it's got things there that could potentially make it great, but they're just not making enough of it, and that's a shame. So I kind of feel this is a bit of a missed opportunity for Azerbaijan overall.
All right. Well, I actually I agree with Connor in that sense that I also put on my notes, like when I first heard it, it gives me that Bones vibe from Bulgaria, right? Again, not a copycat. It's an essence. It's that very dark and powerful beat bass that it comes in there, right? And I totally got that vibe as well. It's a very different song, though, I'm not saying, but it goes with that essence, as you pointed out. And that is good because when that comes in, it immediately drew me in. I'm like, ooh, got to pay attention to this. So that's what I love about it. Now, what I also noticed, by the way, I'm not sure if anyone saw that, the video is too long, the song. They have to cut at least 10 seconds. It's like 3 minutes and 13 seconds long or something like that. So I'm curious where they're going to cut it out. But, I mean, they'll figure it out. This has to me, has a really good, memorable like hook and just a moment there that everyone will remember. I mean, after the song, when you walk away, everyone walks down the street singing, "Shut up about it." It is just will not leave your ear. Even when you listen 3 songs later, you just shut up about it. Just this is the moment that you need in a song that really just you get like, oh, shut up song, but it doesn't, and then you sing it again, shut up. It drives you nuts, but it's so effective. So now the song itself, there's heavily auto-tuned, right? And we have to wait and see how it's going to sound live, which is common on most songs have it, but it seems very extreme in this one, and you barely hear his voice enough to really stand out in the song. And hopefully this will be live a little bit more highlighted. But I'm quite hopeful, and even though I pointed out a few bad things, I actually really, really like the song. Like, I cannot get enough of it. It gives me energy, and I love it. I'm a big fan of Azerbaijan this year, and I want them to go through. I want them to do well, and I want them to see on the left side of the scoreboard. Yes, I said it, in the finals. So how about you, Roy?
Yeah, I kind of share the same opinion as you. I'm not sure how this will sound live. I find the recording, like you said, quite auto-tuned, and also the backing vocals are a bit weird and like a bit extraterrestrial, maybe even. And so I'm really curious to see how they will do that live. Also, my big issue with this is that in the beginning, I didn't really care for this at all. It really needed some time for me to let the song grow. And I don't know, in the beginning, I didn't like it at all. And now I kind of really like it a lot. But it will be a big question whether this can be performed live in a good way and how they will do the staging. Because if I close my eyes and I just listen to the song, I don't really envision a staging immediately. So I'll be really curious to see what they'll do. But, they did something really weird with skeletons too. So yes. I guess they'll manage.
Not counting last year with the box, as I pointed out, they usually do a pretty good job staging the show. So, so I have high hopes there. So the question is, how did the song score overall with the ESC United team? Let's talk through our scores first. Connor, what did you give it?
So, despite the fact that I'm still sitting on the fence with this, and I don't know where I'm placing it, at the current moment, it's still sitting pretty darn high in my overall ranking. So I gave it an 8. And I think that the reason why, as of right now, is that it's different, especially when you look at the full lineup of things. It's definitely more modern, catchy, and just it sits out there. It's kind of like mainstream adjacent. It has a lot of really good qualities. And it's kind of something, especially with the track, I don't know, obviously the verses, as we mentioned, are a little bit questionable, but the track and the overall chorus, I do catch myself humming quite here and there. So that could bode really well for it.
For now, that's locked in. 8 from Connor. Robert, your score.
So as I've already said, this is a song that has, for me, real contrast between the quality of the choruses and the verses. And so my score, to be dead honest, I think reflects this. It's 5 out of 10, middle of the road. There are some epic moments in this song, and there are some which are just totally forgettable, and I just want it to move on quickly. So it's 5 out of 10, middle of the road, and I think that's a fair reflection of how I feel about it at the moment. It's
All right. Fair enough. I am way more excited about the song. I point out a few things that could be to me, the pros outweigh the cons significantly. That song's totally working for me. It totally creates a mood. And yes, it may not be a 10 for me, but it's really high up in my personal ranking, and I see so much potential for this one. And knowing Azerbaijan, they're going to blow us away again in Tel Aviv. So I am giving Azerbaijan 8.5. That's right. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Roy, what's your score?
Yeah, if you ask me when it was released, what I would give it, it would probably be around the 6 range, 6.5. But right now, I really enjoy it as well. I just dance to this. I can sing the chorus with my amazingly high-pitched voice sometimes. Yeah, I gave it a 7.5. I think that's a really reasonable score. And 7.5.
All right, so there you have it. These are our scores, but we're only 4 people. There are plenty of people, part of ESC United, who also voted, and I'm going to reveal the overall score. Are you guys ready? Drums. It is, for Azerbaijan, has a final score of 7.62. 7.62
Wow.
for Azerbaijan. I heard a few wows, some surprises.
yes,
here.
that's a wow from me. I thought that I was in a group of the overly positive people. It turns out I'm actually not really. I'm just the negative one in this in this group. That is an exceptionally good score for Azerbaijan.
It's very good. Actually, if I will reveal the points on our website. So everyone watching the video, there will be a link in the description box you can follow to see how everyone on the team has voted. And I can spoil it right now for you, Robert. You're the second lowest score.
Well, there we go, guys. I mean, hey, it's all a personal opinion. Clearly, a lot of people in our team are seeing a lot of potential in this song. And hey, you know what? That's great, because that's the beauty of Eurovision.
Yeah. And I think why this should be a very encouraging score for Azerbaijan, looking at it. We talked about other songs in the past, and there's some others to come where we say, they got a lot of decent scores, but not a lot of high scores. Even though they scored well overall, they didn't get a lot of high scores. Azerbaijan got a good amount of 9 and 10s and all of that stuff. And that is what you're looking for, right? People feeling strongly about it and being encouraged by it and want to vote for it, hopefully. And that is what you're looking for. So I think Azerbaijan is in a good place right now. Of course, we don't know what the staging is. Any other thoughts? Anyone else?
No, I think it's a really good high score for Azerbaijan, and they'll probably have a good shot at qualifying with this.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the least. I think they're going to get further than that. But we shall see. I would like to hear from you now. Leave your thoughts below in the comment section. Do you think it's too high? Is it even too low? It's possible. And as said, you can vote in our poll on ESC United. The link also in the description box. Give your score, and then we'll compare notes and see where we're at. Thanks for watching. We're moving on to the next review. Have a good day.